Off the back of moving Haaland to a non-league club, I was sat thinking, what's next? What do the people want to see? And then I remembered this old classic. We have created, ladies and gentlemen, the perfect player in Football Manager, Mr. Perfect. 20 in every single attribute. He's either-footed, professional personality. He's 16 years old, and he's going to start his career in Gibraltar. Today, we're going to see how he gets on carrying his nation, how his career plays out, what big club is going to snap him up, and how his career will unfold. Of course, just as a reminder, a player like this literally can't exist in Football Manager without freezing their attributes in the game. It's going to be interesting to see how many Ballon d'Ors he wins, how long his career lasts, and well, without further ado, let's get into this. So yes, gang, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the perfect player in FM22. I have this year made it so he can't play every position. I did this video last year and I made the mistake of letting him be a centre-back, and for some reason the AI just always played him at centre-back. I don't understand either. So, Mr. Perfect is a centre-mid and centre-attacking mid. He is going to be starting his career in the Gibraltar National League. We have gifted him to the team Man 62. I'm going to be honest with you, they are very, very average. He's going to have to carry them quite heavily if they want to succeed. And I'm excited to see how his career pans out. Of course, because of Brexit, because the UK has left Europe, he is not allowed to leave Gibraltar for 2 years. So we've got at least 2 years of him tearing up Gibraltar to kick things off. Of course, the other thing worth noting is going to be how the Gibraltar national team develop and change over time. Of course, this year in Football Manager, if you go to nation details and generated players, nations have a youth rating under the hood that impacts how good the players are that come through. At the moment, take note of it, it is at 35. I wonder if he can bring Gibraltar enough success to move that number up. We'll have to wait and see. I hope you're excited for this. And, well, I think to kick things off today, we'll go for with just the one season. Okay, so we are at the end of year one of Mr. Perfect. He's already playing in the Gibraltar national team. I love the fact that he was giving some youth caps, as if they had to test him and go, is he actually as good as he looks? And then within, 2 international breaks, he was in the national team. He's now got 4 goals in 6 games for them. How have Man 62 done with him? The league has this is 1 second. So it turns out, folks, that the Gibraltar League ends sooner than I realised. But the good news is, or bad news, really, is that we can still look at the league table. And Man 62, despite having the best player in the game, finished outside the top 4 and didn't get European football. Now, the good news is Mr. Perfect is considered vice-captain and he is also their key player. How did he get on in his first season? He got 11 goals, 12 assists, 9 player of the matches, a 7.73 rating. So, didn't do that crazily. Did anyone else expect him to do a bit better than that? I mean, the numbers are good. I'm thinking more about the average rating. I thought it would be like in the 9s or something. If we look at things here, he has agreed to move to Zebra at the end of next year. So, kind of as I suspected, he's not going to hang around for very long in Gibraltar. The world has found out about how good he is. And in terms of the international breaks that Mr. Perfect's been involved in, they're doing quite well. The Gibraltar national team, you can see here, they are in the European Conference League Division C, Group 4, which is not the bottom league of the Conference League. They've won their first 2 games. So they beat Georgia and Mr. Perfect got a goal. And then in the game against Estonia, Mr. Perfect with a quick double. I say quick double. They were at the other ends of the game to one another. But they won 3-1. So he is carrying the national team. And, well, he's doing quite well. If we look at his milestones, what did he achieve in his first year? He won a lot of stuff. He got his first international goal against San Marino. His first international cap against Armenia. Yeah, I mean, he's won all the awards, hasn't he? He did win the top goal scorer in the league with only 11 goals. That is surprisingly low, isn't it? So 1 year down and he's doing rather well. I'm not entirely surprised. He's got 20 in absolutely everything. I think for this next part, we'll go forward 2 years. We'll see how he's got on at the conclusion of his first season in Serie A. Despite his age, because of how good he is, I imagine he's going to become Juventus' key player and play every game all the time. Although the Football Manager AI is weird. Like, knowing my luck, they'll train him to play centre-back and we'll just have a repeat of last year. Anyway, he's brilliant. He's done well in his first year. Gibraltar are actually winning games. Let's see how they're doing in 24 more months. I just want to take a brief moment to say, if you're new to the channel, if you've stumbled on this video and it's your first exposure to moi, I mean, firstly, apologies, you'll get used to it, I promise. But if you're enjoying what you're watching and you want to see more content like this on the daily, do make sure to subscribe. We do daily Football Manager videos and we are on the road to 150,000 subscribers. My aim is to hit that by Christmas, so subscribe and let's get back to the video. So we've only gone forward 2 years here, but the international caps and goals are already starting to add up. I'm now beginning to wonder if he might be able to get to 200 caps for Gibraltar. In terms of Mr. Perfect, he's been played right wing back in a game. Now, it's not developed beyond that, but maybe keep an eye on it as we go forward here, because I don't know. I just don't trust the AI not to sabotage this video. In terms of how he's got on at Juventus, let's have a quick look here. Okay, he's done quite well. So in his last season in Gibraltar with Man 62, he got 15 goals and 4 assists in 18 games with a 7.9 rating. He got player of the match in half the games in the season. We have to take a quick peek. Where did they finish? I think they won the league. I think they won half the league. Why is there 2 seasons? I don't understand Gibraltar football. Let's just leave it. I'm scared. In terms of Juventus' season, they won the league, Mr. Perfect with the most goals in the league, the most assists in the league, and the highest average rating. So if there was any doubt over how good he was, I think Man 62 were just holding him back. Who is the Juventus manager at the moment? Oh, it's Pep Guardiola is getting the most out of him. How are they playing? They are playing like this. They're playing a 4-3-3, and as a centre mid, he got top goal scorer. I imagine he's got a fair few set-piece goals, but even so, that is pretty blooming impressive. In terms of competition wins, a Serie A win, an Italian Cup win. It turns out Man 62, despite winning the league at one point, they finished Rock Cup runner-up, and that was that. The Rock Cup, by the way, is like the Gibraltar FA Cup, for people wondering. I suppose the next natural question is, how are Gibraltar doing now? Mr. Perfect, he is their best player in the nation. The second best, by the way, is Addons, who is not quite as good by comparison, it'd be fair to say. They bottled it. They absolutely bottled it. They started off on winning ways. They ended up not winning everything. You can see here. They ended up finishing 3rd in their group, and they have just played through some qualifiers, I believe, for the Euros. They did win some games. Let's give them some credit. They finished 4th. Unfortunately for them, they were quite off the pace of the Netherlands and also Ireland, who comfortably finished top of the group. Ireland doing very, very well there. And looking at the qualifiers, you can see he picked up 4 player of the matches, Mr. Perfect. Where did he finish on the goal scoring chart? He finished joint 7th with 7 goals, which, I mean, that's not too bad in 10 games, I suppose, considering the national team setup. I'm wondering where the national team are actually playing him. He's playing centre mid. I made him available to play centre attacking mid, thinking that he might be utilised there. But at the moment, at both club and international level, they don't seem to think that's his best position, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious now to see if that changes over time. Maybe a new manager comes in who plays a centre attacking mid for Juventus or maybe even Gibraltar. We'll keep an eye on that. So 3 years in, perfect attributes, still not won a Ballon d'Or. I'm very interested to see how soon Mr. Perfect might be able to do that. In terms of in the Champions League, he won top goal scorer. He won the European Golden Shoe runner-up for being the 2nd best goal scorer in the entirety of the continent. So he's doing quite well. I feel like now he's playing in Serie A, his reputation is going to be climbing up. It's worth noting, he's only got 2 years left on his current deal at Juventus. I think I will join you in 2027. That is 3 years in the future. Will he have committed his long-term future to the old lady, or will he have moved on elsewhere? Let's go find out. So for people wondering, the way that I do these videos is I holiday forward like 40 years with yearly autosaves on. So I don't know what's going to have happened. Whenever I'm reacting, it is my first time seeing things. So as we nervously go over to the player shortlist screen, Mr. Perfect with his 200 current ability and 200 potential ability, and also pretty good world reputation. Where are you? I feel sick. I feel he's gone to PSG. Of all the teams to go to, PSG. Oh dear. And he signed a deal with them for 5 years from the looks of things. How much did he move for? Oh, he left on a free at the end of his contract. Juventus have been mugged off there. So they got 2 further years of Mr. Perfect. He never matched that 26-goal haul he got in his first year with Pep Guardiola's men. How did Zebra get on over those few years? Okay, well, they won the league while he was at the club. I guess that's not entirely surprising, is it? Pep Guardiola is still the manager. As for this PSG team, I imagine they're rather good. Yeah, they are rather good. They won 32 of 34 games last year. They nearly got the perfect season. They only slipped up on 2 occasions. They lost to Toulouse away. What a game, Toulouse. Get it? Because they lost it? No? Okay, move on. Now, in terms of this PSG team, it is quite a good team. They haven't got Mbappe. He has left them. But they've got Bastoni, Ansu Fati, Hakimi, Gvardiol, Donnarumma, Pogba. I mean, it's a midfield duo of Pogba and Mr. Perfect, I imagine. That just doesn't seem fair. As for the system they're playing a 4-3-3, and, funnily enough, he's still just playing in centre mid. It's interesting to note that I only gave him the trait, gets the crowd going. The AI has given him some traits. He now has gets forward whenever possible, plays 1-2s and dictates the tempo, all of which I suppose make quite a lot of sense. What milestones has he won? Has he won any major awards? I mean, he's won lots of League awards. I suppose the logical thing here is to go to the World Player of the Year, where he has won it, and I feel a little bit upset. He's beaten Erling Haaland and Lewandowski to it. This most recent year, Haaland finished 2nd at Man City. Sterling finished 3rd. Worth also noting, just looking through some other awards, Mr. Perfect did win the Next Gen award whilst playing for Juventus. In terms of the goal 50, he finished 2nd in the goal 50 for the 50 best footballers in the world. If you're wondering where Mbappe is it Manchester UFC or Man UFC? Not allowed to say their full name, the lawyers will come after me. And in terms of Under 21 Footballer of the Year, we might as well just cancel this award because he's just won it every single season. Now I know what you're wondering, Jack, the national team, how are they doing? Well, when we started this video, their world ranking was down in the 200s. It's now at 170. Before we look at their performances, let's just have a look at their youth rating, which hasn't changed. I guess that means they've just not had any success in the last few years. Let's have a peek. Oh, okay. In the Conference League, they won their group with the Faroe Islands and Liechtenstein in it. It's not necessarily a powerhouse group, and they did get relegated down to the Division D, which is kind of the lower division, where you have all the really, really bad teams. I mean, unlucky to the Faroe Islands and Liechtenstein. I'm now curious, how did Mr. Perfect do in those games? He got the highest average rating. He got 3 player of the matches in 4 games. He did quite well. In the World Cup qualifiers, they won 1 game, and it was against Andorra, so that's not gone great. And right now, there is the Euro qualifying going on for the 2028 Euros. Gibraltar have not won a game yet. I don't think they're going to make it to a major tournament based on what we're seeing at the moment. Mr. Perfect, by the way, has been made the national team captain, and I've also noticed that they have had a manager change. David Wilson is now the Gibraltar manager. I mean, I'm hoping they're going to climb up the world rankings. They have seen some improvement compared to where they began. I was about to say maybe Mr. Perfect will still develop, but no, of course, he is already the best player in the game, so that's completely irrelevant in all of this. So age 22, Mr. Perfect is doing rather well. He's got a contract at PSG for the next 4 years. In the next video that we do in this mini-series, we're going to see how he gets on in his prime years. Of course, he isn't going to decline, so his entire career is his prime, but kind of his 20s, the glory years, the years where he should be doing his best if he was a regular human being. If you want to leave a bold or outrageous prediction for how you think his career is going to play out, is he just going to stay at PSG forever now? Will Gibraltar make it to a World Cup or even the Euros? Leave a prediction, get it down below. We'll see how he gets on next time. If you have enjoyed today's video and you're new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 2. Of course, if you've enjoyed this video and you've got to the end of things, drop a like on it, feed the YouTube algorithm. That does help me out massively. And until next time, take care. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.